What's up, guys? DB-YGO here with a deck profile, not from a standard locals though. We played 2011 format, Tengu Plant Format, so like September 2011 format. So Photon Shockwave was the cutoff, or you could not play Photon Shockwave. Generation Force, I suppose, would be the last legal set. But I have here with me Tyler. Tyler won today, went undefeated. And Tyler, what did you play today?
I played X-Sabers.
It's a spicy X-Saber list. It's teched out. And yeah, he kind of blew me out with a Hyunlei. It was great. We're gonna go ahead and get into the deck profile.
So for the monsters, we have 2 Fall Troll, 1 Bogart Knight, the best card in the deck, Full Helm Knight. And this is kind of like what I base like the whole thing around, because this card's effect to like swing over a defense position monster and bring something back is just nuts. We had 3 Ember's Blade, also really nuts. I've crashed this to like get effects like a lot today. It's really nice. Then we had 3 Dark Soul.
Beautiful. And yes, we were playing the old rulings where Dark Soul got multiple searches in the end phase.
Unfortunately, that literally didn't come up once today. Had 3 Pashul.
Okay, so my question is, why are you playing only 1 Bogart Knight and like triple Pashul? Like,
so the only reason why is because, I mean, I played Giant Rats, creature swaps. Basically, what this does is, if they ever attack into me, I can always just stall at any point. Also, this is like, this with Dark Soul is just always like a free Nat Beast, and I main deck Decree. So like, I can just turn off spells and traps, and then it's pretty free win for me.
okay.
And then I ran Gores as a spicy tech. Since I wasn't running many traps, I was only running Decree. I figured it would come up where like opponents are like popping off and I don't really have a lot of effect negation. I can only run like the hand traps. So without interruptions, I thought it was like good to run the Gores.
Yeah.
Then I run the 2 Giant Rat. Same thing as the Ember's Blade. It's just
good floater.
Extra copy, and it gets me any X-Saber in my deck basically. 1 Super Nimble Mega Hamster. I didn't see him all day. I'm kind of sad. It just gets you a Dark Soul. So, I mean, just having the Dark Soul on board like opens up a lot for you, whether this thing lives or dies. But either way, it's got a big booty for hitting Tengus, stuff like that. So it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Then we ran 2 Maxi.
Oh my god.
You can take a moment to appreciate it.
I gotta take a moment. These are gorgeous. Oh. I'll be careful. I don't want to have to, yeah.
And then the other 2 hand traps were 2 Effect Veiler. I just went 2 and 2 on each. I thought it was a decent ratio. I know a lot of people are playing like a lot of back row decks, so I was hesitant, but I didn't want to get like blown out by a Black Rose basically, since I don't run Warning or anything. Then for spells, I ran the Holy Trinity of Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Monster Reborn. Not much explanation for that. Ran Mind Control.
Mind Control's good when you play a lot of tuners.
Then the Spicy Tech, which I actually stole from a YCS Kansas City list, but basically, since all my monsters for the most part are level 3s or lower, I can force my opponent's monsters to defense.
Especially
so like
Thunder King Ryo.
Thunder King Ryo or even Caius, and then you can just swing over and just get free pluses. You build up a board and then you use Hyunlei to turn it off whenever you're ready to like push for game.
Yeah.
So it's a really powerful card. And then my last one was the Book of Moon. Then I ran 2 My Body as a shield. This is to protect against Dark Hole and also Black Rose. Since I'm stacking boards but not turning off spells or monster effects, this is really important to like keep my stuff alive. Then I went to 2 creature swap. Just because I wasn't entirely maxed out on rats, and I didn't really want to like rely on these plays entirely, but this card kind of came up. It was pretty good until I got dust shooted.
Shoutouts to me. He opened, what, Giant Rat, Creature Swap?
Giant Rats, Creature Swap, Enemy Controller, My Body, Heavy Storm, and...
maybe the Level Limit? I don't remember. But
oh, and Level Limit Area,
yeah. I had 2 back row. So he was going to heavy Creature Swap with the... Giant Rat. Is going to be nuts, but I dust shooted him, and
then I lost.
I made him the big sad.
And then this also is like probably the most important card in the deck is triple Enemy Controller. This card's super versatile, it's super broken in the deck. Just switching things to defense so you can attack over with Full Helm Knight and get stuff back is like just wicked good. So yeah, I don't know. There's just way too many uses for this card in this deck. It's so nice. And then I ran, for traps, I only ran 5. I ran 2 Gotham's Emergency Calls. Didn't want to run 3 because it's kind of bricky, and it's also like difficult to resolve, but it's like nuts when it does. And then the last card was Triple Decree. Which
is another reason you run multiple enemy controllers.
Yeah, like pretty max out on like quick play spells because I don't want to run any traps.
Yeah.
So like this card was super nice. I knew a lot of people were probably playing back row decks today, so I just kind of was like, this deck will probably blow people out if I'm just maining Decree, and it was very effective.
Yeah, Decree was really good.
So that's it for the main deck. It's 41 cards.
Cool.
And then I'll go on to the extra. So I run 1 spicy Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon in main extra. This is because I was respecting the card curry, and unfortunately this is my replacement for Trishula, which I chose not to run. Mostly because in my testing, like Trishula almost never comes up. It's very rare where I actually think it's like worth investing the resources into. So I just accepted that I might miss some like really sweet moments, but I'm probably already winning in those situations anyway. So I figured having the main deck Chimera Tech for the Cyber Dragon side for card curries is pretty good. Then I had 1 Utopia. This is my only rank 4. I only wanted the Utopia in there just so in case I creature swap or enemy controller a Tengu, I can exceed into 4 with like a rat or something, or my 1, whatever his name is.
Beautiful. To appreciate the collector's rare.
And I had 1 X-Saber Gotham's. I mean, this card's pretty easy to bring out and also takes cards out of hand. It's a nice card. I mean, there's not much to say about it.
It is very nice.
Scrap Dragon, obviously, pretty standard. Stardust Dragon, pretty standard. Black Rose Dragon. This card won me my last match. It was very good. Arabellum, this didn't really come up, but if you're like mind controlling something, like a level 4 and then synchroing for 7, it's just generically better to go into this than like a Black Rose, just because it has the X-Saber name, so it's live for like your Fall Trolls or your Gotham Emergency Calls.
Yeah.
So it's just nice to have, and it can like Yada lock them pseudo, you know, like, so it has some uses. It's not bad. I ran 1 Naturia Barkion. This card never came up. And then we ran 3 copies of Hunley.
Oh my god.
Since I'm needing to like turn off some of my cards, like potentially turn off a Decree or even the level limit, it's really important to run 3 of these. I've definitely burned through all 3 in games, so...
I was going to ask why cut the Trish instead of one of those, but if you definitely need them, then that's
like,
fine.
Especially since, like, you're running the Decrees, like, I don't know, like, this card comes up all the time. It's just very useful, even just, like, as a one-up pop, but I don't run any recursion, like, Pot of Avarice or anything, so, like, it's really important to run 3 of this.
Okay.
And then 1 Brio, that's pretty standard. And then, honestly, this card came up a lot, and I love this card. This card's really, really good. Since you're constantly synchroing for 6 in this deck, like, you're rarely extending further than that. So, Orient Dragon is just a super nice out. Like, I remember one of my opponents made Colossal Fighter, and I normal summoned Full Helm, attacked into it, enemy controlled it to defense, brought back a Dark Soul, and then I was just going to threaten the Orient, but then he was like forced to Torrential, so it was like really good. Like, this card's just nuts. Then Naturia Beast, this card's like a win con with Decree.
Yep.
So, like, that's pretty nice, because especially with Full Helm Knights being able to block attacks, like, they're never going to be able to out this if you're playing correctly. And then lastly, the Catastor, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Good stuff.
And we go on to the side deck. I have 1 definitely ulti Maxi.
Bad camera quality. It's ulti. No?
And then this card, like, I only sided in if I'm playing against like plants, or I played against Quick Draw today, so it was pretty good just to have the extra one.
Shame.
Honestly, I don't think I saw Maxi or got any value from running it today. Like, I literally don't think I saw it at all where it was relevant. So, like, it's kind of weird, but
yeah,
it's still important to run.
Yeah.
I ran 2 DD Crow. This card came up clutch. When playing against Blackwings, he ripped the Foolish Burial into a value, which would have like given board control and probably won him the game.
Yeah.
And then I had DD Crow to hit the value, which basically kept me alive. So super huge card for me today. I only really saw it once, but when it came up, it was nuts.
Yeah, it won you the game.
Yeah. Then I ran 2 Thunder King. So I only sided this in if I was going first against like a synchro heavy deck. A lot of times like, or just like generically if I needed to replace like hand traps. So like sometimes I'm playing against decks where the hand traps aren't very good. So I just like swap them out for Thunder Kings just for a 19 beater that has a pretty useful effect. This card literally, like, I straight beat down Y-Wings for an entire game with only Thunder King and one. He just couldn't out it. So it's really nuts. And then for my card Curry side, I ran the 2 Cyber Dragons. This card never really came up for me, but it was like still a good side. I'd still side it.
Yeah.
And then since I was maining Triple Decree, I assumed people would side out their back row after like seeing it game 1. So I actually put in a bunch of like traps. So I had a Torrential, a Judgment, and then 2 Warnings. Just so like going first, I could like side these in, and like they definitely are extremely relevant because people just don't expect them to hit, which is why it's just really good.
Yeah.
And then since I knew a lot of people were playing face-up continuous spells and traps, I sided 2 Fairy Wind because this card just blows that out. It's really nuts. And then my last 2 cards were 2 Debunk. This would be going first against plants or any like synchro-based deck, and also like a side for Dark World because it's really nice to hit Grapha with.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But that is it for the deck.
Very nice, very pretty. All the pretty ultimate rares and stuff like that.
True.
Sweet, good job today. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for hosting the tournament. Do you want to give any shout outs?
I'll just give a shout out to TCG Rewind. Things have been going kind of slow, but we have big things coming, which is pretty exciting.
So explain what is TCG Rewind.
So TCG Rewind is a website that I created that's a format library for old format Yu-Gi-Oh! And it also hosts like tournaments.
Yeah.
I don't want to like give away what all is to come, so there's a lot of stuff that's new and coming out that's exciting. But yeah, so basically it's just for right now it's a format library and like a tournament, like an old format tournament like hub or something like that. So
Gotcha.
And that is it.
All right. Thank you for doing the deck profile. Again, thanks for hosting this 2011 format tournament. It was a lot of fun. Be sure to like the video, share the channel, subscribe, get the bell on, all that good stuff. And we will see you guys in the next video.
Bye.